Hey everybody, it's Father Edward Looney here, and I want to share with you today just a thought about the monastic life and its importance in the life of the Roman Catholic Church. And I'm choosing to share it today on March 21st because this is the day in which the Benedictines and those who follow the rule of Saint Benedict remember his passing from this life into eternity, what is called the Transitus of Saint Benedict. Saint Benedict founded a monastic community, and really we say he's the founder of Western monasticism. So men would join these abbeys, these monasteries. They would withdraw from the world and enter into a life of prayer. Religious women would do the same, and they would follow the rule of Saint Benedict. And as I was visiting Mepkin Abbey, which is a Trappist monastery, so not only are there Benedictines, but there are Cistercians, there are Trappists, and they all follow the rule of St. Benedict. And as I was at Mepkin Abbey, the person that was giving me a tour of the grounds, driving me around in a golf cart, shared with me an insight they had. And I want to share it with you because it really resonated with me, made me really realize the importance of the monastic vocation in the life of the church. Because that individual told me, he said, "Can you believe that the Mass has been celebrated uninterrupted here at Mepkin Abbey all these years since their foundation? That the divine office has been sung daily without interruption every day, even in the midst of hurricanes and wars in the world, that the monks have gathered in the church and they've sung the praises of God, they've celebrated the Mass. So grace has entered into the world because of this monastic vocation." Now, you could say that about any monastic community, because, for example, at Conception Abbey, where I am a son of Conception Abbey, I studied there in my studies for the priesthood, a great love, a great admiration for Conception Abbey. And for them, one day, a madman entered the basilica there and shot a few of the monks. And so even in the midst of tragedy, the monastic community gathered in prayer. They prayed Vespers. They celebrated the Mass. And so the celebration of the sacraments and prayer uninterrupted. Now, look at your own parish community. I'm the pastor of 2 parishes. Now, when I go out of town, when I go away for either vacation or I go away for the Mariological Society of America, or I have to be away for some time from the parish, because of the shortage of priests, often there is no celebration of Mass in the parish. So what can be said of an abbey or a monastery that the Mass has been celebrated uninterrupted there? Well, that isn't true for my parish community. That isn't true for other communities, other churches as well. I know of a priest right now who's traveling. He's going to the ordination of a friend of his, and he's not at his parish this week. There's no Mass at the parish. And that happens so often now these days. But thanks be to God for those in religious life. Thanks be to God for religious communities and for the monastic vocation, where the Mass continues to be celebrated in that location. And what that person told me on that little tour of Mepkin Abbey, they said, just imagine the grace that happens and has occurred here because these prayers have never stopped on this site. How blessed this area is. And so today, as we remember Saint Benedict, let's give thanks to God for the Benedictine vocation. Let's give thanks to God for the monastic life, that St. Benedict, who inspired so many to follow his rule. Let us give thanks for the way in which God has worked through these abbeys and these monasteries throughout the centuries.